So lately I've been feeling like I have just been failing miserably at everything I've been doing. Let me explain. So if you're new to the channel or if you've come back, welcome. My name is Christina Cooper. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also have a photography business on the side. And currently, within the last 365 days, I have become sort of this amateur documentary filmmaker. Ta-da! Just add it to the list. So I've been taking photos professionally, really the last 2 years, but I've been taking photos for like 5, almost 6 years now. But I had a session recently where I went in and it was a different type of session than I normally do, but the bottom line is they're basically portraits. I can take a portrait. I'm good. I got this. And I had all my things. I had my flashes, I had my cameras, I had this and that, everything I needed and extras. I proceeded to take some photos. It was indoor. So I took some photos with the flash. It was good. I said, let me try some without the flash. Let me see what I can do. That's where I went wrong. Okay. I lost my mind, apparently. It's the only way I can explain it. I lost my mind and I hiked up my ISO to what I thought was like 1250 or something like that. But what I didn't realize was that I had hiked it up to 12,800. Yikes. Now, mind you, when I'm in the situation and I'm taking the pictures, I'm looking at them in the camera and I see, oh yeah, this looks okay. I show them to the client and they're like, oh yeah, that's great. Perfect. We're all in agreement. Those look great. And then I bring them into the computer and it's just like the photos are screaming at me with all the noise. I was like I thought this was it. I started questioning everything. What am I doing? Do I really think I'm a photographer? What is wrong with me? How can you ask people to pay for things? You know, it was just a whole spiral. It was a whole thing. And I just felt like mud. Thankfully, we had a second half that was outside and those came out just fine for the most part. There was like 1 or 2 that I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening. I actually had to get some new glasses. So this was before I had them. I was in the process of getting my eyes checked because I was having some vision issues, which is not ideal for a photographer, right? So it was a whole thing. I'm losing my vision. I'm losing my mind. My pictures are coming out bad. What am I going to do? Do I need to stop this now, quit before it gets any worse? I didn't, thankfully. I did have a few days where I didn't turn on my computer because I didn't even want to face the fact of what I had to deal with. And so I kind of just wallowed in my own confusion. But I started to look up solutions. So I said, okay, well, what are my options? How can I either attempt to fix this or bite the bullet and maybe give a refund or something, you know? And so in doing that, I found some things to help me kind of guide through and navigate through. And I took it one photo at a time. I went back through my albums to see maybe there were some that I missed that were probably helpful. And in the end, it turned out a lot better than I thought. It was not as bad. It still wasn't great. Okay. Let's get that straight. It wasn't my best work for sure, but it was my best attempt to remedy the mistake that I had made, which I acknowledged that I made. And so going through those things where you feel like I'm doing everything wrong or I'm failing at this, and then you start questioning, why am I doing this? Can I do this? Why am I, that imposter syndrome? Am I really this type of person? Am I really a photographer? Am I really this thing? It can get really intense really fast, especially for somebody like me. But the key to getting out of that was to have that moment, but move past it, and move past it by trying to find a solution, and not just trying to find a solution, but also implementing those solutions and taking it one step at a time. And when I did that, I was able to find a way out of that situation and to be able to deliver a gallery that I was proud of and, have it to be to their satisfaction. So it hasn't been just with photography, but it's also been with my documentary video that I've been working on. For the last year, I've been working on a documentary video about my family. You know, a lot of times we just see our family as kind of a blanket. You know, it's our family. We know them, or we think we know them, and we just kind of go through life and tolerate each other sometimes, or really love each other, or sometimes have those relationships where we don't even talk to each other. But it's really, really interesting that I've found, you know, in doing the research online about my family and seeing these documents, they really actually tell a lot more than I thought they would have. Seeing a naturalization paper, or seeing a war draft, or seeing, you know, a picture of a relative that you've never seen before. It's really interesting how all those puzzle pieces are put together. And depending on what kind of decision they made, whatever their thought process was, whatever reaction they may have had to an event, whether it's global or local or just within the family, you know, all of those pieces maneuver to eventually get to here I am, which is wild to me. And while I am excited to be able to bring this story to life for my family, it's very challenging, and I've found myself feeling a failure at that as well. And again, I've mentioned this before in previous videos. Nobody has asked me to do this. Not my relatives have not asked me to do this. It wasn't like, hey, would you mind making a video about our family? No, nobody wants that, or nobody's at least expressed it. I'm the one who brought this upon myself. So it all lies on me, you know, having the, what's the word? I can't even think of the word. The responsibility, I guess. I'm the one that's commissioned myself to do this. So if it doesn't happen, you know, nobody's going to come after me. The only person that'll come after me is myself, and maybe a few people on YouTube who've seen that I'm making this video. But yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm not getting into TIFF next year or anything like that. But the point being is, you know, sometimes you have an expectation of what you want to do, or what you're trying to do, and it just doesn't work out. You know, I've mentioned this before also. It's very hard to get your family to commit to a day, to tell their story, because things just always come up. In the meantime, I had to figure out, if I don't get those interviews that I would like to, how can I still tell this story to the best of my ability? And so that requires me getting involved more, not just behind the camera, but maybe perhaps either on camera or at least in a voiceover. So I've started doing some voiceover and trying something even more new, which is script writing, or the narration writing, so that I can have a script to read as I'm narrating these stories of my family, to make sure that they're accurate and make sure that they have emotion, and they make sure that the inflection is proper and things like that. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that nobody asked me to do, but it's a lot of work that I am willing to try, even if I fail at it, to do, because I think in the end, if I can get it at least right enough, that it could be something good. It won't be perfect, I know that for sure, but it will be hopefully, ideally, what it needs to be able to convey the story that I want to be told to my family. So all that to say, if you are having any struggles, either working on projects, or even if you've been doing something for years and you make a mistake like I did with my high ISO, oh gosh, that was awful. Anyway, things happen. Mistakes happen. It's okay. Just take it a step at a time, find a solution, and work through each step one at a time. And we will get through this, guys. We're going to do it together. So that's really all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make a video because I feel like I haven't really made a video like this in a little while. I've been doing a few shorts, but I really wanted to get in front of the camera today to share what I've been going through, and let you all know that I'm still here, and hopefully I'll be able to share more with you guys very soon. Oh, it's always a process, but thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for coming by and checking the channel. I really appreciate everybody. And to those who are new and have subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you very much. each and every one of you. Take care, lots of love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.